Samuel awoke with a start, his room steeped in an eerie stillness. He could hear the distant hum of traffic outside his window, but something was off. It took him a moment to realize that the usual morning cacophony of chirping birds and distant footsteps was conspicuously absent. He rose from his bed, the cold touch of the hardwood floor sending shivers up his spine. Rubbing the sleep from his eyes, Samuel ambled towards the bathroom, his movements sluggish and uncertain. As he looked into the mirror, a gasp escaped his lips. The reflection staring back at him seemed distorted, like a glitch in reality. Bewilderment etched across his features. He reached out to touch the glass, only to find his hand passing through the reflective surface, as though it were no more substantial than mist. A sense of dread washed over him as he stumbled back from the mirror. He rushed to the window, desperately peering out onto the bustling street below. Yet, to his horror, people walked by as if he were an apparition, their eyes gliding past him as though he were nothing more than a specter in the morning fog. Frantically, Samuel donned his clothes and stumbled out into the silent city. His footsteps echoed in the emptiness, a surreal symphony of isolation. Panic gnawed at him as he approached strangers. His pleas and questions met with vacant stares and indifferent gazes. Time lost its meaning as Samuel wandered the deserted streets. Buildings stood like silent sentinels, and the wind whispered through the abandoned alleyways. A profound emptiness enveloped him, and the once familiar world became a haunting tableau of loneliness. His attempts to interact with the world grew increasingly desperate. Samuel found himself yelling at the motionless crowds, shaking people who couldn't feel his touch, and questioning his own sanity. It was a nightmare he couldn't wake up from, a purgatory where he existed but no one acknowledged him. As the day wore on, shadows deepened, and a bone-chilling fog rolled in. Samuel stood at the edge of a desolate park, the skeletal branches of trees reaching out like grasping fingers. A distant, mournful howl echoed through the emptiness. With each passing moment, Samuel's desperation turned to resignation. The city that once teemed with life now stood as a despondent testament to his solitude. He was a phantom in a world that had forgotten him. As night descended, Samuel found himself drawn to the abandoned outskirts of the city. The moon cast an ethereal glow over the landscape, and a distant silhouette caught his eye. A figure stood alone, facing away from him. Driven by an otherworldly compulsion, Samuel approached the solitary figure. As he drew near, the figure turned, revealing a face obscured by shadows. A haunting voice emanated from the depths of darkness. "Welcome, wanderer," it whispered, sending shivers down Samuel's spine. "You are now part of the forgotten, lost to the world but bound to the echoes of your existence." The figure extended a spectral hand, and Samuel hesitated only for a moment before accepting it. Together, they vanished into the obscurity of the forsaken city, two phantoms condemned to roam the silent streets, forever unseen by the world they once knew. Time lost its grip in the shadowy realm Samuel now inhabited. Days merged into nights, and the once vivid memories of his past life blurred into an indistinct haze. He moved through the spectral city alongside the enigmatic figure he had encountered on that fateful night. The figure, who called itself the Warden of Shadows, guided Samuel through forgotten alleys and abandoned buildings. The air was thick with an unnatural stillness, broken only by the distant echoes of their footsteps. It was a world caught between reality and unreality, a place where time itself seemed to unravel. As they wandered through this spectral city, Samuel began to perceive faint whispers, ghostly murmurs that emanated from the very fabric of the forsaken reality. The Warden of Shadows explained that these whispers were the echoes of lost souls, trapped in the liminal space between the living and the forgotten. The Warden, a spectral entity with ancient knowledge, revealed the nature of Samuel's predicament. He had crossed a threshold into a realm where the threads of existence intertwined but never fully connected. Samuel's presence had become a mere echo, a whisper in the void. Together, they explored the remnants of the city's forgotten history. Samuel glimpsed fragments of events that once unfolded in these now desolate streets. moments of joy, sorrow, and despair, suspended in an eternal spectral dance. As they delved deeper into the heart of the shadowy realm, the warden explained that Samuel's fate was entwined with the prehistoric creature that had awakened a paralyzing fear in the Arctic Research Station. The creature, a manifestation of fear itself, had breached the boundaries of its icy prison and now sought to consume the world in a tapestry of nightmares. Samuel's unique position as a forgotten soul allowed him to confront the creature on a level beyond the grasp of the living. The warden spoke of a ritual, a convergence of echoes and shadows, through which Samuel could confront the ancient terror and sever its link to the waking world. With a heavy heart, Samuel accepted his role in this otherworldly drama. The city's echoes whispered secrets, guiding him toward the ritual's location. The warden, a guardian of forgotten souls, accompanied him as they ventured into the deepest recesses of the spectral city. In the heart of an abandoned cathedral, bathed in the eerie glow of spectral moonlight, Samuel prepared to face the embodiment of fear itself. The air thickened with an otherworldly tension as the creature materialized, a grotesque amalgamation of nightmares given form. The ritual unfolded as shadows danced and echoes harmonized in an ethereal symphony. Samuel, drawing upon the strength of the forgotten, confronted the creature with the fragments of his own fears. The battle transcended the physical, a clash of echoes against the ancient terror. As the ritual reached its crescendo, a blinding light enveloped the cathedral. Samuel felt a surge of power, a connection to a realm beyond the echoes. The creature wailed in torment as its influence waned, dissipating into the shadows from whence it came. With the creature banished, the spectral city began to unravel. Samuel stood at the threshold, the Warden of Shadows by his side. The echoes whispered their gratitude as the city faded into a realm of forgotten memories. The Warden turned to Samuel, a solemn expression on its inscrutable face. "You have bridged the gap between worlds, Wanderer, but your journey does not end here. Embrace the echoes, for they shall guide you to a new existence." As the spectral city dissipated, Samuel felt a profound shift in the fabric of reality. Echoes of the forgotten danced around him, weaving a tapestry of his newfound destiny. The world beyond the shadows awaited, and Samuel stepped into the unknown with the echoes as his companions. In a world untouched by the shadows of the spectral city, echoes lingered. A gentle breeze carried the whispers of forgotten souls, a subtle reminder of a realm that once intersected with the living. Samuel, now a wanderer between worlds, listened to the echoes that traversed the wind. He moved through the tapestry of existence, guided by the ethereal voices that spoke of memories lost and stories untold. The echoes whispered of a city where time stood still, a place suspended between the living and the forgotten. Samuel embraced his role as a guardian of echoes, a keeper of stories that transcended the boundaries of reality. And so the wanderer walked between worlds, a whisper in the wind, eternally bound to the echoes of the forgotten.